In this video, I'm going to show you a simple trick to back up your bass guitar and give it some great sounding reinforcement in the mix. Hi, my name is Joey Sturgis, and welcome to the Joey Sturgis Tones YouTube channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and to all my subscribers, welcome back. Don't forget to like this video and ring the bell to get notified when we upload new videos. Let's get started. In a dense mix, an electric bass track can get easily buried in the background. It's not anything you've done wrong, really. Our ears are just naturally inclined to pick up the mid to high frequency content, especially when there's a lot of it. For this reason, your low end is usually working twice as hard to keep up. It's the same concept and struggle that your speakers face, and why so many people look for high wattage subwoofers for their cars and home theater setups. In the studio, you need to mix for all listening environments though, not just the nice ones. Here's one simple way that you can hack some reinforcement back into your bass in the studio. Starting with duplicating your bass line with MIDI, and there's tons of ways to do this, none simpler than just playing along with the MIDI controller or drawing the bass part out in your DAW. If you're not so confident in your ability to play along with the bass, all hope is not lost. Another favorite trick of mine is to use a tool like Melodyne or built-in audio to MIDI feature in the DAW, if it has one, to export the MIDI from an audio performance. This approach is sample accurate, meaning each nuance of the performance should align perfectly with the underlying bass track. There's no one right way to do this. Find an approach that works best for you and use it. Getting the MIDI right is 80% of the battle here. Step 2, we're going to call on the reinforcements. Once you've got the MIDI, it's time to bring it all together. On a new track, we're going to load up Subdestroyer, a low-end generating virtual instrument that we made for situations just like this. You can see in Fluff's demonstration coming up here that Subdestroyer's stock setting is more than sufficient for setting this up. Let's jump into the DAW and check out an example.
Today I have a cool little trick using MIDI. And we are going to use a Subdestroyer to kind of reinforce the bass guitar track in kind of a thick, dense mix. Now, in this particular instance, we are using the song Symptoms and Curses from my band, Rest Repose's newest record. And the bass line sounds good. I have the bass guitar, I've mixed the bass guitar in with the track as I normally would. I haven't done anything to really account for doing this trick. This trick can be added on after the fact. You don't have to compensate and mix for this trick using Subdestroyer. I just want to emphasize that. You can come in afterwards and use it on a bass track that you're given for your mix or something like that. So here, I'm going to play you the song right from the top, and then we're going to dive deep. Here we go. Okay, sounds good. You can definitely hear the bass guitar. It's a little muddy. And I can say that because I mixed it. And here's what we're going to do. I have added a track here. Now, as you can see, I've already done the MIDI part, and we'll get to how I did that in just a second. I've added a track, and I've come down here in my mixer. I'm gonna make my mixer nice and tall for this one. And Subdestroyer is not a plug, it's not like a VST plugin, it's a virtual instrument, okay? So just be aware of that if you don't see that within your plugin folder. It is a virtual instrument like DrumForge or Easy Drummer, things like that. And I haven't done anything to Subdestroyer as far as the stock settings. I've left the stock settings as it is. And notice I have a MIDI keyboard with me, okay? Any MIDI keyboard will work. You don't even need a MIDI keyboard. You can just plot the lines right on to your piano roll. I'm gonna double click my MIDI, and you'll see the MIDI notes here. And what I have done is basically plotted the MIDI to play the same notes as the bass guitar in the song. And what this is doing is giving me a clean, a real clean defined low end. And it just makes the bass guitar pop, and it gives it a lot of consistency, especially if you're picking the low notes and you're tuned fairly low. This is drop B. This isn't crazy low, but it's still fairly low in the guitar register. So we need all the definition and cleanliness in the low end that we can get. So I'm going to solo Sub Destroyer right now, and I'm going to play you what this sounds like by itself. Now, what I did was I just simply recorded myself playing the track. Okay, that's what I did. I just played along to the track. So here's what this sounds like by itself. Okay, not crazy amazing. That's not mind-blowing by itself, but when you add it back into the mix, and mind you, I haven't done anything to Sub Destroyer. I haven't added any plugins. I haven't filtered it in any way because I didn't feel like I needed to, but I'm gonna come down here in my mixer and notice we're at minus 13.6-ish dB. I'm gonna play the track, and I'm going to turn the level of Sub Destroyer all the way down, and I'm gonna blend it in to the track. And you're gonna hear it, and then we're gonna turn it off, and we're gonna turn it on, and you will be able to hear exactly what it's doing. And I think it adds a lot of weight to the bass myself. It's very clean, it's very nice. I wish I had done it for the actual record. So here we go, volume down to start with. Okay, you can immediately hear the weightiness of the bass kind of kick in, but it's very clean, it's not distorted, and so it just gives it this nice cushy low end to kind of sit on. Let's A and B it one more time and further mess with the volume a little bit. I suppose I could probably turn the bass track down. And in a real world situation, you would definitely mess with the balance of levels between the bass bus and Sub Destroyer, but this will give you a good idea of where to start. So here we go, one more time. I'm just going to play with the level, and we'll see what we can do with it. That gives it just this huge organic presence that I really, really like. And all I did was put an instance of Sub Destroyer and plot some MIDI, which took me about 5 minutes.
The real focus shouldn't be on how Sub Destroyer sounds in isolation. It should be on finding just the right balance when turning it up in the mix to provide emphasis to your bass without becoming overwhelming or sticking out in front. Subtlety is basically the name of the game here. The biggest benefit to using Sub Destroyer as a bass reinforcement tool is its flexibility. You don't need to mix with this trick in mind. So what do I mean by that? Well, with a lot of our techniques that we share, we want to be conscious of the order you're using them in. A compressor or saturator plugin before your EQ is going to behave differently than it would if you add it after the EQ. Since Sub Destroyer is using MIDI to add more depth to the bass, it's not going to be affected by the processing that's on your bass guitar track. You can use it alongside the bass as you build your mix, but you can just as easily go in after you've done most of your mixing to give it a little extra push. Trying the same thing with some other techniques will risk your mix's integrity and balance, something we try to avoid whenever possible. Do you guys have your own bass tricks? We'd love to hear about them. Come join us in the Joey Sturgis Tones forum on Facebook, link is in the description, where we discuss mix techniques, gear, and everything else audio related with thousands of like-minded producers and engineers. JST VIP members get access to knowledge just like this, exclusive courses, tutorials, and plugins. They also get direct access to pro mix crits from yours truly. So if you're struggling with a mix, log in and submit it, and we'll tell you exactly what's working and what's not, and show you exactly what you need to tweak to take your mix to the next level. You can sign up for this program today, the link is in the description below, or just go to joeysturgistones.vip/join and we'll see you there. That's all for now, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. If you've got another audio buddy who would love this content, please share it. Hit the bell to get notified when we upload new videos, and don't forget to check the link in the description below before you go. You are the best. We'll see you soon.